Welcome to a million descent tutorials that no one asked for. We will start with fixing textures. So in my case, I have all of my shaders set up casually by hand or manually by Blender. Thank you, Blender. Love you. And first we're going to go over the transparency. If you're not sure what material is affecting what texture or mesh, you can go into edit mode and click A to deselect everything. Zoom in a bit. And up here are all your materials. Here's the piercings. Where are they? Who knows? But I can show you how to find out. This head has a piercing shape key. If you search right here in this little area, and click it, there it is. It's selected your metals / piercings. So I'm gonna type in basis since I don't want to look at the piercings right now. And then you can click deselect. Select your eyes, deselect. Select the transparency, and there's your eyelashes and eyebrows. And face is obviously, I don't have to tell you, but it's a face. So we want to fix the eyelashes to be a transparency kind of thing. I will let you know if you did not notice, but I have principled BSDF on my materials. And I apologize if I repeat myself. I have to re-record these a couple times now. So I'm going to scroll down, make sure my blend mode is on alpha hashed and shadow mode is on alpha hashed or opaque. I'll go and correct myself as I go. And we also have an alpha in here, but I will reapply it just so Blender acknowledges it. Nothing happened. Well, that's okay. We have to go into the shading tab, and let me zoom in using my scroll wheel inwards, get a good look at it, and look. This is the alpha we're trying to fix. And it says the alpha is into the alpha. Incorrect. We need the color to go into the alpha. Just like that. Our eyelashes are here. Yay! Everyone celebrate. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, all we have to do from here is do the material on the skin. So, give me a moment. Okay, so I select on the body, and it's currently pink. Question mark, why could that be? Well, it might need for the body to be reapplied. So if you click this folder, it might let you know where it is. It might not, but I'll just Ctrl C to copy this URL direction, and then I'll close it. I'll click this X to delete the texture, and once it goes this black texture, it means that I don't have a texture, which is a good thing, because now I just have to reapply it by copy pasting this back in here. I can do this pale skin tone as a temporary for now. I will also show you why we're here talking about the shader itself. So, principled BSDF is really good for renderings and stuff like that, in my opinion, and there's a couple little sliders here to help. There's specular, which grants you more like a specular look, more shiny. Metallic makes it darker and look more metallic. If you change the roughness up or down, it'll make it more shiny. So if you're curious on how to make your metal look more shiny, you would drop this down here, metallic up here. You can mess with it as you go. But I don't have to do any of that right now. I'm fine with just the flat texture itself. And sometimes, if it has like a weird shading around X, Y, or Z, sometimes there's a normal issue, which is you would go here and click disconnect, which I will do just in case there was any issues with my normal before, so I don't have it anymore whatsoever. And that's just the beginning of importing the body and the face. And now we can go over a hair. So I will pause and grab a hair for us. Okay, now I'm going to import the hair I have in mind. Some very amazing avatar creators will provide two versions of the FBX, such as Nessie, and she provides a quest or the PC version of a hair. The difference is the poly count and the bone count. Quest only allows a certain amount of fizz bones, so if you're a questie looking to make a questie model for the first time, I would recommend using the quest version. That way you can keep your model quest friendly. Yay! But if you're just a PC user and you're not worried about making a quest version, just stick to the PC version. Now, the way I like to move this up and down is just using G, and then with these over here, you can see which direction you want it in, X, Y, or Z. In my case, I want to do G, C to move it up or down. I will move it right there for now. Double check the sides of it, and then you can scale it down using S. Just gonna scale it down a little bit and move it up with GZ, and that looks good enough for me. Check out the angles, see how you like it. Now I'm going to press GY to move it a little bit back or a little bit forward. Doesn't matter if it's clipping a little bit or a lot, you can adjust this as you go. So I'll let this clip that much for now. And I will hide the bones by clicking H, in case you weren't aware of that yet. From here, it's just the bangs that are clipping in. So I like to personally use sculpt mode, but there's different types of sculpt mode. There's grab, and there's elastic deform that are very useful. If you do solid mode and double-sided, you can see the hair poking in there. So for now, I'll use this elastic deform, change the tool size radius to like 70, just drag it out just slightly. Sometimes the more you need to grab out, or if it's like specifically a little strand, I would use grab, just to grab a little thing out. Just be mindful that using grab, if you cannot tell, it's kind of more like little triangle based depending on your mesh and the poly count. If you're not sure what that I mean by that, I mean that this is how it looks when you're grabbing it. It kind of focuses on just that triangle because this is just hair. But for elastic deform, I'm kind of grabbing a whole chunk versus just that little triangle. So just keep dragging out based on your preference of how you want it to look on your model's face. Mind you, I'm just doing it for the bangs, just to adjust it a little bit how I like it. And then go back to solid mode. And yeah, that's good enough and alright. Yes. Mind you, we haven't added textures yet. So let's get to it. I will add some hairs. You can use square textures for this hair or cecilia textures. So here's some cecilia textures right now. Wow. I will put no saturation and it gives it so much more shading. Yay. Love that. But I don't know if it has an alpha on there because it still looks kind of blocky here. So we'll scroll down and check. Oh wow, there's an alpha map attached to it. Let me just reapply it. Nothing yet. Let me check alpha hashed over here. And then go back to the shading tab. Looks like here it is, color into alpha. And now, wow, look at all that texture and alpha. Damn, Decim, you made a funky job. Yeah, and that's okay, because this is just practice. You can turn off the mirror mode if needed. I should have mentioned that at the beginning, but here's how we're looking. Make sure you do the same thing to the other half of the hair. And if you don't even want to use the second white part, you can delete the material and it'll automatically switch to the just of all black. Just like that. So in this case, I'll leave this part all black and I'll keep the white back here. And let me just apply the texture for the white saturation just to have some shading. Let me reapply the alpha just to be safe. Change it to alpha blend, to alpha hashed. Check the shading tab and color into alpha. Just like that. We're good. And now we can choose if I want to keep this hair up or just a ponytail. Here's the difference. So in this case, I'm going to remove the ponytail part just because I want to focus on specifically getting to see every angle. And doing this is probably perfect for if I want to work on anything back here. So just like that, we have a model with hair. So now that we're at this point, as you can tell, I already have clothes on here, so I'm not stressed out about even adding clothes. But for right now, I think I'm happy with my view of this model. So let's go to the hierarchy of armatures. Yay! So, in this case, I'm going to use cats. Everyone has different opinions on cats, but it's just more so how you act with cats and what you do with it. I like to be careful when I'm merging my armatures, so here are my settings when I like to merge armatures. All I do is keep merge all bones on. If you're struggling to identify your armatures, you can rename it up here. And I will rename this to armature base. And this is armature hair. Armature hair. And then armature face. Armature face. So, depending on your body base, sometimes they leave eye bones, which looks something like two things looking like this. Terrible drawing, I know, but you can see it right. That's all that matters. Oops. Well, I would highly recommend is that you go to edit mode on your bones and click it, click X to delete the bones on your eye bones. Only the eye bones. For the people in the back, only the eye bones. If it doesn't come with any, you are in the clear. I say this because if you're a person that likes eye tracking on your models, aka it moves left, right, up, down, you might break it if you have eye bones on a different armature, such as sometimes clothes, accessories can come with eye bones. Make sure to delete it, because if it overrides your main bone armature of your eye bones, then your eye tracking will no longer work. So if you care about that, just always delete it. It's one nice way thing that I go about my stuff. So let me unhide the head armature. This is what the eye bones look like. And as you can tell, we have the head bone right here, neck bone, we got the head bone on this one, and the eye bones. So from here, I want it to be my base to my base, and to merge face, just like that. And then all I have to do is click merge armatures. Just like that, it has been merged and successful. You want to check if it works, just go to model, pose mode, and then rotate as you will. Luckily, it weight painted perfect and the weight is attached to the neck perfectly fine. But the hair isn't weight painted. Oh no, do not stress. All we have to do is combine the hair onto the body. But my happy recommendation is that you go to the bones in your ponytail or just hair. And as you can tell, it says Erica Root by Nessie. I like to personally drag these up higher and just leave it there. I know it sounds weird, but it's very useful for me to find my hair bones easier. Yes, there's other ways, but this is just one way I go about finding my hair bones easier. And if you aren't using a certain set of bones, I would delete it too. So here, I'll click C, so I have a little cursor circle of selection, and then just make sure to select all the bones that aren't in use, and then just click, and then click X to delete. Be mindful that you aren't deleting a bone that you need. So make sure you double check that by checking your hair root, checking. So it seems like I deleted all the bones perfectly, and all I have to do now is merge armatures. Boom, done. Well, there's still an issue of, is it parented? No! How do I fix that? You go to edit mode, click the root bone that Nessie provided, scroll down here to relations, parent, and you want to parent it to your head. And now, once you go to pose mode again, it should be parented to your head. Yay! Just double check that your eyes aren't weight painted to the hair too. And make sure you rotate your body around per merge, just to make sure that nothing merged in the wrong area and that everything is a-okay. Now that I made a good step of just a base model, I will now go over some issues that you may encounter or need to fix starting now.